Welcome to Shorts Beyond Measure, where fashion, interiors, and psychology get the stylish, savvy, and slightly therapeutic touch.
We're Tara West, Caroline Baltz, and Allison Goldberg, a fashion stylist and two interior designers who are also trained as psychotherapists.
So let's get into what's trending, what's tired, and what's actually worth your time. Because good style and good decisions should never be short-lived.
Good morning, ladies. Listen, we have a guest in the studio. His name is Jack. He's the intern, and I think he's terrified of us.
Most men are.
I wonder which one of us he's most afraid of.
Probably me.
All right, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Hello.
Jack,
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a long weekend, but I'm doing pretty good.
Jack is turning 21 in a couple of weeks now. This makes me super excited. Do you remember your 21st birthdays?
Hell yeah.
I remember the beginning.
Jack, what are your plans?
Me and my dad are going to Vegas. for my
Vegas,
21st.
baby.
Yep.
Awesome.
Love
With
it.
his dad. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
live it up
I'm
while you're
excited.
young.
I do not want to go on my girl's 21st birthday party.
I'll go on it.
I'll send you. Mine was not pretty.
No, mine was
Are they ever pretty?
I looked good at the beginning and then that was it. Anyway, so what are we talking about today, Caroline?
So today we're talking about something called the Pygmalion theory, which sounds really like fancy and intellectual, but it's I boil it down to the power of persuasion. And the backstory is that a bunch of psychologists back in the 1950s or 60s or whatever did this experiment where they gave half the class little yellow bows to put on their index finger, and the other half did not have the bows. And they said, take this test. And they said the people with the bows are going to do really well in this test, and the people without the bows are going to do poorly. And sure enough, the results, even if they took the smartest kid in the class and didn't give them the bow for their finger, they didn't do well in the test, or didn't do as well as they could have. So it goes back to when an authority figure says something, it really influences even the outcome of the situation.
Wow. I remember
That's deep.
that is deep. And I do remember learning about that. And so I think that there's such a power of influence in our society today with social media. I know we talk about it a lot, but it is true.
So true.
Oh, yeah. And because they can hear what we're saying somehow, your algorithm is really influenced. So you have to be really careful about what you say, putting your own words out there, because it comes back to you on Instagram. And then you're almost feeding something that might not be good for you.
It's true. We were booking a trip for something, and then all of a sudden open Facebook, and then I'm being advertised for the place that we're going. And I'm like,
So
that's
creepy.
I don't like that.
It's freaky.
creepy.
It is really creepy. It is.
Go-
But
going back to that yellow string theory, when I was a sophomore in high school in my honors English class, no matter what, no matter how good my paper was, I would always get a C+. And my friend Stephanie would always get a B+. It didn't matter. She had just decided, based on what we handed in the first time, that Allison got C+ and Stephanie got B+. So we actually did a little experiment where I handed in her paper with my name on it, and she handed in my paper
I
with
love
her name
that.
on it.
I love that so
and
much.
lo and behold, I got a C+ and she got a B+.
And how did you handle that?
Well, it just gives you some peace of mind. I mean, there's nothing you can really do when you're 15 years old up against a teacher, but it did give me some peace of mind because some of my papers were really good. I consider myself a good writer.
Right.
And I usually would get, B's or A's in English. And so it was kind of shocking that I was getting all these C+, but it had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the teacher.
First of all, I love that you did that.
Of course I did that.
But you took care of yourself in that situation.
Yeah, because it was such a blow to my ego. I didn't get C+.
Right.
That didn't make any sense. So I kind of brought myself back knowing that it really had nothing to do with my work.
I hope she's still not at BHS. I'm coming after her.
I mean, she probably died. She was like a dinosaur back then.
Goodness. But it is true. And, I think when you have kids too, because, all of our kids come from the same place, but every single one of them has a different, attribute, or maybe they struggle with something that the other doesn't, or their personalities are completely different. And I think that for what you're saying with the bow is treat them all like they have a bow.
Yeah.
Don't treat them any different, even if one's better at one thing, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keep the expectations high. Let them know that they can do it.
Right.
And I feel like we end up undermining our kids by giving them too much like padding. Like William has this internship and he's taking the T to the internship. And I was like, do you want me to go with you? Because like originally we thought he was going to have to go like into
my God,
Harvard.
he's
Like
18 years old.
I know, but he doesn't know how to navigate the T. He has to change 3 different trains to
Let
get
him-
into Harvard Square.
Let him figure it out.
Right. And so he was like, no, Mom, I got it. And I was like, okay. You know, but like, I was like, well, we'll go in and have lunch on Newbury Street. Let's make a day out of it. And he's like, no way, I got this. And I'm like, okay.
He's like, I don't want to be with my mom.
Right.
Well, that's like Sienna. She's working 2 jobs right now, one in Cambridge, one downtown, and she has to figure out how to get from one to the other. And I pick her up at the end of, if I can, like if one shift if she's done. But the other time she has to figure out how to get back. And it's hard. You know, you just want them. First of all, I want her to be safe, obviously, but they have to figure out how to live their life independently.
Yeah. But to bring it back around to our work and, you know, translating the psychology into stylists or in terms of interior design, I feel like that's almost why we're hired. We're hired to be the authority, to say, this is the yellow bow. This is what you, and then they don't have to think about it anymore.
Right. Or
Right?
even just narrowing down the choices for them helps so much. Here are 3 yellow bows, but all of them are yellow and we can achieve what you want with all of these choices.
It brings me to this client a really long time ago. It was bat mitzvah season. And as you know, the moms go freaking nuts. I love
Just a
them.
little.
I love them. It's my favorite. Okay.
Do you take the girls to Pink Domino?
Yes.
That's
love
where I
pink-
got my bat mitzvah
Oh,
dress.
yeah, she's the best. Anyway, so this woman, I've known her for a long time. She said, can you come over to my house? I have about 15 dresses I can't
my
decide
God.
on. Now,
Oh.
15 dresses. They were all like Prada and Gucci. I'm not kidding. Like,
Oh,
I don't
her-
even know what we're dealing with
Her
here.
poor husband.
Yeah.
I said to her, okay. And then she was like, let's go over to Saks and see if they have anything else. I said, I won't. I will not go to Saks with you because in all of this, you have something because you've chosen 15 of them. So you must like something,
That's
right?
more dresses than I tried on for my wedding.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And so I think what she just kept seeing and thinking, and, you know, she just needed somebody like me to come in and say, cut the cord.
Yeah.
First of all, stop purchasing and just pick one. And so we did. But like, thankfully, she called me because I was like, if you buy any more, you're going to get a divorce. It's getting insane.
Yeah. So she was paying for your expertise to feel confident in the decision.
Yeah. And a lot of times people just do that, to be honest. Like, I've had people order dresses for weddings and they just want me to give the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like also the way you add accessories or change the shoes or maybe, you know, put a scarf with it, like that's so valuable because a little black dress anyone can wear, but when you have a stylist that can add different jewelry and knows how to elevate the style, that's what they're paying for you for
That
too.
is true. Yes. And for you guys, you know, people want to, you know, they're living in their space. So it's
Yeah.
really important to feel like, first of all, comfortable and love the space that they're in.
Right, because most people can choose a sofa that they like or a rug that they like, but putting it all together, a lot of our clients don't have the confidence or the wherewithal to do that, and that's what we're being paid for, to show them how what they like can be elevated to work with their lifestyle.
Right.
lifestyle.
And even like last time we talked about that bookshelf, like I can't design a bookshelf. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how to put the things on a bookshelf to make it look like it's put together, but you guys can do that. Like that simple task is huge.
And I feel like one of the things we've talked about this back many years ago, but like how we articulate the rationale for what we're choosing is a really important part of our job.
Right.
Finding the words, finding the nomenclature to be like, okay, well, here's why the texture and the scale, and you know what? Nope, this is going to be too big. You're going to feel cramped. You're going to da da da. Like,
You're really, really good at that. I'm very good at being like, this one looks the best. But you put you are good at putting the thought behind it and then explaining it to the client, often in words they don't understand, but you do a really, really good job.
but I feel like it justifies, and it get like that rationale is important, because then if you do waffle, if the client does, then they can be like, oh no, this is why. Like I'm thinking of for instance, in
Yeah, I was going to say, can you give us an example?
yeah. So when we were designing a design build house, so the whole thing got gutted, the whole thing got down to the studs, we were putting new railings on the exterior of the house. And we chose to do these Chippendale period appropriate railings that would bring it back to I think it was 1918 or whatever that the house was built, 1930, something like that.
No, I think it was like 1905.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I just made
Turn
that
of the
up.
century. We'll
Yeah.
call it turn of the century.
Back when you two were kids.
Shut up.
Yeah, we're so much older than you.
Oh, not fair. But so then we could go back to the architect and to the builder and be like, here's why we chose this. Would have been appropriate for this house had it, been built in
Right.
that era.
It gives a stake to our choices. Like it makes, when you understand the reasoning, like they may not have liked that and there may have been a cheaper option, but when you can explain your choice, then people might be more apt to get on board.
I like that. Well, because there's meaning to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so meaning makes sense.
Yes.
It puts sense into what you're doing.
He's
Let's check
got
in with
us.
Jack. How's
I
it
know,
going,
I
Jack?
know, Jack.
Doing pretty good.
Do you think
Oh.
Dave should be on his phone?
I was yours.
Yeah, if he's doing research, then he's doing research.
I wonder if Dave's
one.
on dating app.
Yeah, Dave, are you on any dating apps? Can we see your Tinder profile?
I'm currently spoken for, but
Oh, we
yes.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Let's turn this into a therapy
No.
Dave,
session.
who is she? Show us a picture.
I'll show you a picture in a moment. Her name's Brenda. She's delightful, and perhaps more importantly, I love her dog, Kobe.
Okay.
He's like my best friend.
So you're dating Brenda for her dog.
The dog,
At least you're authentic.
it's a great relationship, but the dog I think tends to keep us together during rough
Aw.
patches. Yeah. So, but I have been on Tinder, Bumble, probably others too.
Grinder.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, Allison.
Yeah. Got to
You know
try
what?
all the different holes.
I think that I would have a really hard time dating on sites because I would be
God.
so, it's just so judgmental, right?
I think it would be so fun.
Yeah, you would love it.
You would love it.
You would love it. I don't think I could handle
Like
it.
No.
only choosing someone for how they look.
I thought you were going to say
I'm
only
in.
choose.
That's shady.
Oh my God, so funny. Anyways, we're way off topic, which happens often.
It does.
It
It does. I know. We get carried away.
All right, Jack. So we're going to wrap this up. Are we going to see you again?
Yep, I'm here all summer.
All right.
All right. Awesome.
We'll see you when you're 21.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. L'chaim. That's it for this week's shortlist. Thanks for listening.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, share it, leave a review, or let us know what's on your short list.
Shorts beyond measure, because the most important things in life can't be quantified.